Kadohata. Our next reader is the author of the National Book Award finalist, The Thing About Luck, published by Athenaeum. Her previous novels for young readers include Kira Kira, a Newbery Medal winner about a hardworking Japanese family living in Georgia after the Second World War, and Weed Flower, in which a Japanese girl is sent with her family to an internment camp after Pearl Harbor. That won the 2007 Penn Center USA Literary Award for Children's Literature. The Thing About Luck, set in the present day, describes a difficult period in the life of a Japanese-American girl named Summer, who, with her brother, works to help her grandparents during a wheat harvest. Thank you, Cynthia.
Hi, I'm sorry I was late. I actually slept through 2 phone calls and my alarm. Anyway, what you need to know is that Oba-chan means grandmother in Japanese, and Ji-chan is grandfather. One thing about being on the road for the wheat harvest was you had to sleep wherever and whenever you could. I lay down on the back seat of our pickup. My dog, Thunder, tried crawling on top of me. I couldn't push him off, though, because he was too strong and stubborn. So I lay there with 95 pounds of Doberman on top of me. Seriously, Dobermans have elbows like rocks. I concentrated all my energy, and with a grunt, I pushed off Thunder. He curled up on the floor and went to sleep. Later, I woke up to a commotion. A big rig truck had arrived with the camper for the employees to sleep in. Daz was sitting up, stretching on the front seat. We all got out. The owner of the farm had apparently woken up with the noise and was standing nearby in a robe. I squinted at the headlights of the big rigs, then checked my watch, 2:47 a.m. Yay, a real bed. I staggered into the camper and felt for the light along the wall. I turned it on and found myself standing in the kitchen. To the right of that was a couch and a TV. Then I checked out both ends of the camper, which turned out to be identical. Each had 6 beds, 2 3-level bunks. I knew my grandparents would want the bottom bunks. I took a middle bunk so that Thunder would be able to get up into it. I told him, "Hup," and he struggled onto the narrow bed. Even though the bed was hard, it felt really comfortable compared to the back seat of the pickup. I usually like to take a shower before bed, but I was so tired I thought I'd be able to fall asleep without being clean. The rest of my family trudged in together like zombies. Ji-chan looked exhausted. The lines on his face seemed deeper than usual, as if he were a lifetime smoker. "You want air conditioner, Toshi?" Oba-chan asked. "Hi," he said, lying down with a grunt. "I'll get it," Jazz said. He turned on the air conditioner and climbed to the top of the other bunk. I could tell how tired he was by how he kind of slapped his hands onto the rungs instead of grabbing them firmly. Oba-chan eyed her bed critically, then pushed at it a couple of times with her hand. "Summer, pull mattress off for me. I sleep with it on floor." I climbed down obediently, pulled off the mattress, and climbed back up. "I changed my mind," she said. "I think I sleep with mattress on bed. Summer." I had a feeling she was doing this on purpose, but what could I do? I climbed down and put the mattress back on the bed. This time I waited. "Well?" I asked. "Floor is better," she said. "That's what I figured," I said. "You smart-mouth me?" she asked. "No, it's just what I figured, that's all." She looked at me suspiciously, but I just pulled the mattress to the floor without another word. Then I turned out the light and got in bed. "Ah, Kitamakura," Oba-chan said. She groaned, and I heard rummaging before she groaned again. Kitamakura was the Japanese superstition that sleeping with your head to the north was bad luck. The beds had already been made, with the pillows on the north. I supposed Oba-chan had just moved around so that her head was now facing south. But then she said, "Summer." "Yes?" "I want to sleep east. Change my mattress. It's too heavy for me." In fact, it wasn't heavy at all, but I climbed down carefully and felt my way to the light switch. I didn't know how I was going to survive the whole summer without killing somebody. Never mind, she said. I like South after all. You're doing this on purpose, I cried out. What you mean? She gave me her best innocent look. That made me even more suspicious. You're making me climb up and down just because you think it's funny. What's funny about that? She asked. Well, do you want anything else before I get back in bed? I asked, exasperated. What would I want? She asked, in middle of night. Obatan lay down and closed her eyes. By the time I got back in bed, I was wide awake. I stared into the blackness and thought about practice kissing my hand and pretending it was Robbie. But somehow Obatan would probably know, and I didn't want to be humiliated. I turned on my side, my back to the rest of the room, and gave my hand a little peck. I wasn't sure how much to move my lips. None of my friends had ever kissed a boy, but another girl in class had kissed a boy at a party, and after she did it, the boy passed her a note in class calling her the Rock of Gibraltar because he said her lips were so hard. She had cried in class right in the middle of math. Something like that could pretty much ruin your whole life.